Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, the Leeds rebuild continues as another player goes out, plus one player is more likely out for the season. The Toulouse halfback season is over and the news of this gets picked up in a far-flung land. And Salford's new owner lays down initial plans for the Super League club. Toulouse's case for survival in the Super League has been hit hard as their halfback Corey Norman has played his last game of 2022 after being given an 8-match suspension by the disciplinary tribunal. Norman was given a grade F charge of other contrary behaviour following the latest round of Super League action. At the time, during the Toulouse defeat to Warrington in Warrington, Norman was placed on report by referee Chris Kendall after an alleged inappropriate contact was made by the wire forward Oliver Holmes. Norman was also fined £500. In the tribunal, Norman pleaded not guilty to the offence. However, Her Honour Justice Sarah Wright, who chaired the tribunal, was satisfied Norman had intentionally placed the hand between the buttocks of an opponent. Explaining after the ruling, the tribunal said the footage of the incident shows a deliberate movement of Corey Norman's left arm and hand over the top of Oliver Holmes and onto his buttocks. At no point does the footage show a grabbing of the shorts to push Oliver Holmes down, as described by Corey Norman. The footage shows deliberate pacing of Corey Norman's hands and fingers on the buttocks, and coupled with the immediate complaint from Holmes, the reaction of his teammate Danny Walker, and the statement of Holmes, to which we have measured we are entirely satisfied that this was an intentional placing of the hands between the buttocks of an opposing player, and we find the charge proven. Norman was one of 2 Toulouse players cited in that game, as Ollie Ashot-Bott has been banned for 1 match as well for a trip which was cited during the game, and this week it was 13 players that received penalty notices. The Toulouse halfback was the only player to face the tribunal this week. However, this incident didn't get unnoticed just in the UK or your regular World of Rugby League places. This was also picked up in the magazine TMZ in their sports section, stating that Rugby League's Corey Norman grabbed opponent's butt during a match, suspended for 8 games. With a decent write-up about the incident and the Rugby League panel. This is the same sort of publicity that we would expect for Rugby League nowadays, but if they're not talking about you, you're doing something wrong, as the old adage goes. So being picked up in America could lead more of a filter towards Rugby League, people interested just for the giggles factor. More eyes on the product, don't know. But him, Kenny Edwards last year, surprised that they haven't picked that one up just as saying what they're doing in English Rugby League. Anyway, European Super League, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so Toulouse, 2 of their star players not being available for the game against Wigan. It's going to be a tough ask for the team. Hopefully they can pull something out of the hat. They need something. Just need something magic, as they need 2 wins in the 4 games left. Salford Red Devils prospective investor insists the clubs can become a force as plans to purchase the AJ Bell Stadium continue to take place. Local businessman Sebastian Gerrard, a boyhood Reds fan, is currently in discussions with Salford Council with regards to purchasing the stadium, despite a rival bid made up of Shell Sharks and the class of '92 owned Salford City FC. Cash-strapped Salford had been considering to move to Moor Lane, the current home of the city's football club, co-owned by Gary Neville, that would have seen the League One club move to their base to the AJ Bell Stadium, which is twice the size of their current home. But Gerrard now hopes to secure the Super League club's future at their current home as a wider plan to make the Devils a Super League powerhouse. Our objective is to basically keep the stadium in use for the community, he said. We want Salford to keep playing here. We'd like to bring Swinton Lions and a host of other community events and concerts to the facility. My family has been quite heavily involved locally for a long time. They were involved in Swinton back in the 70s when they were one of the biggest clubs. I've been busy for a few years, but I want to be involved now, and there will be no better club for me than Salford. My family has a long history with the sport and I want to do something good. It's early days, we're in discussion, but I've got a view of either taking over or getting quite heavily involved in the club, and that's in a few different ways. Part of that is putting some money in and buying the stadium, and not only that, to become more sustainable. I've no interest in meddling with the team on the field kind of stuff. The management structure is great, and they're doing absolutely brilliant. The only place they've struggled is the financial side, and that's where I can help. Gerrard though was very bullish in what he thought about the move to Moor Lane, and it's saying it's not a viable option for the club. But talks remain ongoing regarding the purchasing of their current stadium, the AJ Bell. He said, in my view, if they go to Moor Lane, that could be the death of the club. It's okay saying improvements are subject to planning, but we know how difficult that process is after the football club attempted to do it. It was all over the press. If it didn't happen, the ground wouldn't meet Super League standards. They'd be forced out, and that could be the end of the club. He used Swinton Lions as an example of what happens to a rugby club if they move out of their bases, or even move out of home, the area completely. Swinton were once the best club in the country, he said. They used to win everything, but they moved to Altrincham and lost 2/3 of their fan base overnight, which is heartbreaking. Speaking of Salford, he said that this is a proud club with 150 years worth of history that just needs a bit of security for its future in my mind as well. The stadium itself just needs capital and some improvements. The stadium can survive if it hosts events and the supporters keep showing up. And if Swinton come here, we can help rebuild the club a bit and restore the old rivalry between the two clubs. There's plenty of work to get through before this is all a reality, but it's something I'd love to do. Salford have been on two different trajectories over the last 10 years in Super League, whether that's with Marwan Kirkash, Dr. Marwan Kirkash as their owner, who spent loads of money but the team just surviving in a couple of instances, or the new ownership, which has the business side not having a lot of money, but the coaching staff and the recruitment side doing wonders of work, seeing Salford getting close to or being a playoff picture side. We hope that work continues, and if Mr. Gerrard is as successful as he is confident in regards to Salford's move, then it's a greener pasture. More investment, a better club in Salford, might pull in more fans with that. plus a definite permanent fixture of where they're going to be living. It's a good plan. Bringing Swinton along for the ride, that's just gravy for rugby league in the area. And we end today with the news that Harry Newman's season is most likely over, according to Leeds Rhinos coach Rowan Smith. The centre left the field with a hamstring injury during the last week's victory over Hull Kingston Rovers, and the Rhinos' worst fears over his fitness have now been confirmed. Smith delivered a grim prognosis during his pre-match press conference on Wednesday lunchtime and said Newman will be sent for further tests to ascertain the extent of the damage. The early feeling is that Newman's 2022 campaign has been brought to a premature end. Smith said of the young centre with England aspirations, he's got a different injury. We're undergoing some further external assessment and treatment, and we'll update the timeframes as we go, but at this stage it's going to be a season ending at this stage. You want your better players to be available for selection, but the club has played without Harry for a bunch of this year, and it'll be about who's playing, not who isn't. Smith, though, conceded that Newman can still have an impact on his Leeds teammates throughout the remainder of the season. As he said, he's worked hard, but he's got some clear direction about what he needs to do to rehab. He's really good around the group, and he wants to contribute around the environment as we're pushing forward. When asked whether it's the chances for Newman's World Cup have gone, Smith was coy on the subject. He said he's not sure about what the selection process will be. I don't know if he's available, so I can't make too much comment on that. There was, however, some better news on the injury front from the Rhinos, with Cruz Leeming nearing a return to full fitness after suffering a stress fracture in the foot. Meanwhile, James Donaldson will play some part for the club again this year after he went under minor knee surgery. Smith said he's not sure if it will be for the Catalans game, but James Bentley has got through some training today and he's yet to be cleared for the weekend. While Donaldson will play again this year, most likely, Smith also said. He's recovered really well from relatively minor but needed surgery. He had to have it done now, so he's recovered well from it. The swelling is going down and we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. However, forward Tom Holroyd, who has completed a lengthy 10-match suspension, looks likely to be unavailable for the remainder of the season due to an elbow injury. Smith, however, did have some news about a player leaving at the end of the season, and it looks like the rebuild continues with Bodine Thompson, the latest player from Leeds Rhinos to be confirmed leaving the club. Coach Rowan Smith confirmed the club will be not offering the forward a new contract when his current one expires at the end of the season, after the 31-year-old joined midway through the 2020 season following the demise of the Toronto Wolfpack. He has gone on to make almost 50 appearances for the Rhinos. However, he will now depart at the end of the season and joins a growing contingent departing at Headingley once the season's over. Brad Dwyer, Muiz Mustafa, Tom Briscoe, Jack Broadbent and Liam Sutcliffe also make way. Bodine and I have had several conversations about the future, Smith said. We haven't been in a position where we could offer him something, so that's how it's been each conversation. I really like Bodine. I think that he has a lot to offer on and off the field. We get on well as a player and a coach, and he's certainly one of the most respected teammates as well. But we're not in a position to do anything there. Leeds have also started their recruitment, as they've already confirmed the signings of 2 forwards in the shape of Justin Sangare and James McDonald from Wigan. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. There's no NRL catch up today because this is a pre-recorded episode, as it was my birthday today. 41. Yes, I don't look it, or in some people's eyes, I've had a hard paper round. Anyway, all that I can ask for in return from you guys, as well as the well wishes in the comments, press that subscription bell. Your birthday present to me. That's all that I want. I will be back later today with my Super League highlight show. 4 games will be played tonight. 4 games. So keep an eye out for the video. I'll have all the highlights, as many as I can, for that one episode. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Share this video worldwide. Thank you for all the birthday wishes in advance. And I wish you all the best. So please stay safe. And I'll see you in the next episode.